Hello guys, and welcome back to Motorsports Review. And in today's video we're going to be checking out the greatest cars that are coming out in 2021. Now, as you know, we just hit 2021. I haven't created a video yet to enter the year, so right now is going to be perfect opportunity. There's a lot of great cars coming out 2021, and so I thought maybe I could bring you guys a video on some of the great cars that are coming for 2021. Many of them include supercars. Some of them are newer trim levels to some cars that we really love. There's also some off-road vehicles, especially trucks. So we're gonna get deep into some of the great cars we're looking forward to 2021. And these are cars that still haven't come out yet, but they're very they have a big anticipation for 2021. And so we're just gonna check out those cars, and hopefully you guys love today's video. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Make sure you also check out the Driven store. And right now we're gonna get to our charity of the day. Let's get to it. Alright, so the GoFundMe of the day is to the Grummer family. They sadly lost their father, and so I thought it'd be a great, well, it's a terrible situation, but I thought this one would be the perfect one to share, especially give it exposure. Their current goal is to reach $250,000, so if you can, it would be great if you could support the family. So far, they have been doing pretty well. However, sadly, Ran had passed away from cancer. He was battling through cancer, so he sadly didn't make it, but it'd be great if you could support the family. And yeah, so now let's get on to today's video, and I'll tell you guys about the cars that we are most anticipated about today on Motorsports Review. Alright, so the first car on our list is going to be the new Mercedes AMG One. So the AMG One has some pretty enormously great specs. The car runs on a 1.6 liter V6 hybrid e-turbo. So it's combined with a turbocharger and one e-motor. So that would be like the battery powered motor, and then two motors in the front axles, which is like pretty crazy. So this car can put out, with just the engine itself, can put out about 748 horsepower. And those are like just estimated numbers. Many websites say different things, but we're just going to stick with these specs for now. The turbocharger itself makes about 121 horsepower. And then you have the electric motor, which produces about 161 horsepower. And then you have another motor, the axle motors, that create 322 horsepower. And with all of that power combined, you're looking at about 1,231 horsepower, which is pretty crazy. The transmission, I never thought you would see this type of transmission inside a vehicle like this, but then again, I guess it kind of makes sense because you got an engine in it. But you get a 8-speed single clutch automated manual transmission, which is pretty cool. At first I thought this car ran on like just electricity, but then I just remembered that the car also has an engine, so it's pretty much a hybrid with a manual transmission. The vehicle uses a 800 volt lithium ion battery, and like the electric range is about 16 miles. So I mean, you're not gonna really go far with it, but that's not why you're gonna buy this car. Now this car has like stunning specs. Considering the electric motor provides it with quite a lot of power. This thing weighs about 1,300 kilograms, which for a car like this you probably expect it to be much like heavier, but I think that's pretty good. But the specs that really matter to me is the fact that this car can do 0 to 60 in 2.2 seconds. Yeah, 2.2 seconds. with an electric motor combined with it. It has a top speed of 217 miles per hour. Obviously, this car is not a top speed car like the Bugatti Chiron. This is more of a car meant for the track, and so you're not getting that very high top speed. You're looking more at the 0 to 60 time, because the AMG One was created as a like race car. The body is made entirely of carbon fiber, in line with its F1 counterpart. Yeah, so this car is based off of the actual F1 car that Mercedes created, and so that's where all the research came from to develop this such of a car. The brakes are ventilated carbon ceramic discs, so you're getting probably the best performance, and that's why we put it at the top for our list of the most amazing cars coming out in 2021. But yeah, that's the AMG One. Now let's get on to the next car. Alright, so the next car on our list is the ReMax C2. So the ReMax C2 is you've seen this car before. This was a car that was supposed to come out in 2020, but due to the pandemic, it was later postponed. But it's coming out in 2021. It expected to come out 2021, and I'm so excited for this. The ReMax C1 is a fully electric supercar, so it's pretty fast, and it's also it's a limited production. Only 150 units are going to be made, so it's a pretty rare car too. So the car is a two-door coupe, obviously, and it uses a 120 kilowatt lithium nickel magnesium cobalt oxide battery. That's a lot of words, trust me, and that just means it's great, right? An electric motor that uses 4 liquid-cooled permanent magnet synchronous electric motors placed at each wheel. So you get, one on each wheel, which then gives the car much more power, which helps with creating 400 miles of range, which is kind of crazy in a supercar like this. But it's not like other supercars where you run out of gas. This is also fuel efficient and is quite fast, in fact, and has a top speed of 258 miles per hour. So really impressive numbers. This car gives you a mix of like pretty much everything, and I'm sure it's a pretty good track car too. So the curb weight on this one is about 1,950, which is kind of a little more than the AMG One. This car makes about 1,880 horsepower. But the very, very interesting part is the fact that this car can do 0 to 60, and I'm not joking, in 1.8 seconds. Yeah, 1.8 seconds. Just let that sink in for you. There's not been a car that can do 0 to 60 in like 1.9 seconds. So to see that this thing can do 0 to 60 in 1.8 seconds is pretty impressive. And when I'm speaking like cars, I'm talking about cars that we like know well. So that's really impressive. This car also comes with an advanced driver assist system, similar to a Tesla, obviously, and especially it's an extraordinary car right off. Like, it's very great, impressive. Any word describes this car. So yeah, now we're gonna go on to the next car on our list. Alright, so the next car that we have on our list is the McLaren Arturo. I don't know if I said that right, but McLaren has these complicated names or whatever. So this new McLaren is going to be a very impressive McLaren. In fact, it's probably going to be more affordable than most of the McLarens you've seen. Now, McLaren looks to embrace a hybridized future of high-performance cars that are hopefully coming pretty soon, and it's expected to come 2022, but we'll consider a 2021 model. It comes with a twin turbo V6 as well as a battery. So what I've noticed about this list, and I didn't do this on purpose, but a lot of these cars come with hybrid transmission. Hybrid powertrains, which is pretty impressive. So that gives this car a lightweight platform. This car is estimated to cost around $200,000, and that's claimed by Car and Driver. Obviously, this is not confirmed information, but this is just an estimate that Car and Driver made. So this car is estimated to have 560 horsepower and 443 pound-feet of torque, and it's based on the output of the outgoing 570S. But that car uses a twin-turbo V8, so this one will be using a twin-turbo V6, as well as be accompanied by a hybrid powertrain. So as this new carbon lightweight architecture, which is made to make the structure a little lighter on the vehicle, so that you don't have all that oversteering and junk happening while you're driving this vehicle. There's no other confirmed information, so those are probably the limited information that we have right now, but definitely a car that we're very excited about. So let's get on to the next car on our list. Alright, so the next car on our list is the Lucid Air. Yes, the Lucid Air, the new electric vehicle targeting the Tesla Model S. This car has a max horsepower output of up to 1,080 horsepower, a projected range of 517 miles, which is pretty impressive. And this thing charges in literally 20 minutes. 300 miles of range, you can get that in 20 minutes. It could do the quarter mile in 9.9 seconds, and it can do 0 to 60 as quick as 2.5 seconds. These are really impressive specs, and this actually outdoes the Tesla Model S. But this sort of seems more of like a flagship luxury sedan. I don't know if you can directly compare this to the, well, I mean, I think it's fair to say you can actually compare this to the Tesla Model S, because like flagship vehicles today, it doesn't have really much stuff for the rear passenger. So I think this one directly rivals the Tesla Model S, and this actually outbeats it on paper. We don't know if it's actually as good as they say it is, like outside of the like outside in the real world, because obviously this vehicle's not out yet. But these are pretty impressive specs for even a vehicle that is going against a Tesla Model S. The design language throughout this vehicle is like astronomically great. I mean, I've never seen anything that's like in comparison of it, to be honest. So I think the Lucid Air definitely is gonna beat the Tesla Model S, especially I'm talking about the highest trim. So it could definitely beat the ongoing right now Tesla P100D. I don't know about the new upcoming model. As you know, there's a new Tesla model that's coming out in the Model S lineup that can do a top speed of 200 miles per hour, 0 to 60 in 2 seconds. But this one beats the ongoing right now Tesla Model S P100D. The range obviously tops any Model S coming out right about now, because this does already 517 miles of range, which is actually better than a lot of the competition. So these are pretty impressive numbers, and this is why this car is a very exciting model that's coming up for this year. Let's get on to the next vehicle on our list. Alright, so the next car on our list is the Nissan 400Z. So the 400Z is a concept that we've seen this year, and I'm very excited for this model. Nissan needed to upgrade this, update the look on this car. I mean, for so long we've had this not so good looking Z, and I think it could definitely bring back the attention to the Z, because the Z is not a popular choice for people who are into JDM cars. So I think this Z could potentially bring back the hype for this car. There is a prototype that was released this year, and also we recently got a leak image of how the production car may look like. I don't know if that's exactly how the production car will look like, but it's just a rendering of the 7th Gen Z. They might make some changes to it, but this could definitely be the production model that we could be seeing very soon. So I'm very excited to see this car in public. And now we're going to go on to the next vehicle on our list. Alright, so the next car on our list is the 2022 Chevy Corvette Z06. Now this is a model that we're all looking forward to. I mean, this is going to probably be the best Z06 we've ever seen. And especially knowing that now the Corvettes are like a mid-engine layout. I mean, we've been knew that, but it's crazy to see that a Z06 will now also include a mid-engine layout, which is really impressive. So this new Z06 is expected to have a flat crank V8 engine. Obviously it's a mid-engine car. Car and Driver estimates that this car will cost about $85,000. So it's gonna be $25,000 more than the base model, which is gonna be quite a lot of money. So the car is going to be using a naturally aspirated 5.5 liter V8. This is what a lot of sources have claimed. Features a flat crank, which means it should rev over, and hear me out here, 8,500 to 9,000 RPMs, which is very high RPMs. I mean, usually a car wouldn't even let you go over like 7,000 RPMs. So this is really impressive for a V8, and yeah, really cool stuff. The engine is expected to make over 600 horsepower. Expected to make about 600 horsepower. Do 0 to 60 below 2.6 seconds, maybe 2.5. We don't know that yet, but I'm expecting it to be like that. This new Z06 could be very impressive, and if this actually blows us away, just wait till we see the ZR1. Now that's going to be impressive. So now let's go on to the next vehicle on our list. Alright, so the next car on our list is the Jeep Rubicon. Okay. So the next car on our list is the Jeep Rubicon 392. This is really crazy. So we're going to be finally getting a Jeep with a V8. Not just any V8, but the Hemi 6.4 liter SRT Beast, the 392 engine, which can be found in the SRT 392 or the Scat Pack, or whatever. There's like different specs of this engine, but just know it's a 6.4 liter V8. This engine will be pulling 470 horsepower and 470 pound-feet of torque. It will also deliver a 0 to 60 time of 4.5 seconds and 13 seconds through the quarter mile, which is pretty crazy. The top speed, we don't really have. So this new Rubicon is pretty cool. I mean, I've never seen an actual Jeep like this with this type of engine before. So to have a 392 Rubicon is really cool, and I can't wait till this model actually comes out, because I would love to see this vehicle firsthand. The vehicle will feature an 8-speed automatic. A lot of the things will be the same. A curb weight about 5,100 pounds, which is quite a lot. But yeah, I mean, that's all we're getting right now for specs and stuff like that. But that's not what really matters right now. The interesting thing is that we finally get the 392 in a Jeep which, I mean, don't be surprised in the future when we get a Hellcat Jeep that makes around, I don't know, 740 horsepower. So pretty crazy stuff, but I'm looking forward to this. This car should drop in the fourth quarter of 2021, which is pretty soon. So yeah, now on to the last car on our list. Alright, so the next car on our list, one of my favorite cars of all time, is the Ford Raptor. I mean, we're getting a Ford Raptor. And, you know, the Ford Raptor already existed. You're probably saying that right now. And didn't Ford make the new 2021 Ford F-150? I mean, what do you mean? Well, this is going to be a very interesting car. And as I'm recording the video, I just found out like 9 hours ago, they announced that the Ford Raptor should be announced on February 3rd. So I'm really looking forward to that. February 3rd is pretty soon. It's only January 18th. So in a couple weeks, we'll find out about this crazy beast. This has actually been my dream car for a long time, and I've loved the Raptor. But this Raptor is going to be far better than that Ram TRX. This car is expected to have, you know, the 3.5 liter twin turbocharged V6 again, but expect a new Raptor dropping. Now this Raptor comes with a now this new Raptor comes with a V8 engine, and not like any V8 engine. This is the similar engine to the GT500, but made more for off-roading. Ford's Predator 5.2 liter V8 supercharged V8, which is in the Mustang Shelby, will be in the new Raptor, which is pretty impressive. So that will definitely help it compete against something like the TRX. I expect it to have far better specs. I mean, the TRX was just not made to be the best, and I believe the Raptor will be the best off-roading car ever, and you know, it will always beat, you know, the TRX for sure. I mean, the TRX is nothing, and it just dropped, and sadly it's getting beat by the Raptor already. So yeah, pretty crazy specs. I mean, those are like the main headlines. Some of the things you could expect to be the same. I'm expecting maybe there'll be like new features on the Raptor, and maybe even like a new suspension setup. Obviously Ford doesn't release all this information now. We'll have to wait till the day they actually announce the vehicle. But be on the lookout for this new Raptor, because it's going to be crazy. The Raptor takes some of the exterior features of the current ongoing Ford F-150s that were recently redesigned 2020. So, I mean, it's going to look similar to that, but you can expect it to be much wider and have a lot more better features, like new shocks, obviously, because, you know, every year new shocks come out. That's a no dumber. But yeah, I believe this Raptor is going to outdo many, or is going to be the best off-roading vehicle you can buy from the factory. So we're looking forward to that. So thank you guys for watching today's video on Motorsports Review. Make sure you guys like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon. Make sure you also check out the Driven store and see what you like and maybe purchase something. I'm Abubakar Ali on Motorsports Review, and until then, I'll see you guys next time.
This could be us. So back to what I was saying.